Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Bullet Sports Spotlight. I'm Jen Maurer, Assistant Director of Athletic Communication here at Gettysburg College. And this week we are featuring this softball team. And here to join us is Head Coach Annette Hunt-Shepherd, who is entering her 8th season at the helm of the program. And now it has been quite a year, because at this time last year, we were still wondering if you were going to return to play, if you weren't. And there was just a lot going on, obviously, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. And a lot just not knowing what was going to happen. Season gets canceled. You were off to a hot start in 2020 with the team batting over 400. So with that, you went a while without practicing, seeing your team. And you did get to practice during the fall, but you didn't have your full squad here. So what were some of the things that you were able to do to keep the student athletes involved and active during that period of time?
Right. So from the end of the season last year, I think that was March 13th, March 14th, taking that break, we kept them involved, kept them together, really tried to, manage the emotions at that point. And then going into the summer, we had high expectations of return to play, not knowing if it would happen, a lot of things out of our control, but the players really trained, and we had a good first year class come in, returning sophomore class who only were able to play 10 games last year, two very outstanding seniors and junior MC Waddell. So the leadership was strong with motivation. And in the fall, when we de-densified and the upperclassmen left campus, it was a little hard. There was a little bit of a lag, and we found we needed, as a coaching staff, to give the players that were home some space and then work with them individually, while the players here, we needed to really make sure that we were hands-on in any way possible, from 6 feet of distance as much as possible. So, it was more individualized approach than it was a team approach, making sure that each player was cared for, but at the same time that they were working for a purpose. Because with athletics, it doesn't matter what sport, athletes do better when they have a purpose and they have a mission. So without that, they kind of flounder. So I think we were pretty good at keeping them engaged in what they needed individually. They could probably tell you yes or no on that, but it seemed to work out for us.
Yeah, well, that was going to lead into my next question. So obviously with a shorter season and with the announcement back in the beginning of March that there is a season, which we'll get to a little bit more in just a second. So what are some of the team's goals and expectations for this shorter season in 2021?
Yeah, so, the interesting thing is our mission is to make postseason and to take care of our people. And it's really simple. And that second part, take care of our people, is an accountability measure, but it's also making sure that each person is accounted for, both emotionally, mentally, physically, in all aspects of their lives. So from a mission standpoint, it didn't change because we were still allowed to work towards that. So for us, our goals, the same. Even though it's not a 40-game schedule, it's like a 12-game schedule, it's still games.
Absolutely. And it's better than having none, as we weren't sure again until the beginning of March. So that actually leads perfectly into the next question that I had for you too, is when you and the team found out that there was going to be a season, what were the reactions like?
I have a different approach than some other people. We expected it. So that was it. We were just expecting the announcement. And some people will say, wow, that's a big risk to take, but we don't play safe. So we were expecting it. We were really excited when an announcement was made. Of course, players and coaches always want more. If we didn't want more, we wouldn't play, right? So we always want more. So grateful is one thing, and then wanting more, always want more. But it was just like, all right, let's roll. Let's go. When do we go? When do we start? And that was pretty much our approach.
Well, you certainly showed it on Sunday as you opened the season home opener against Washington College. And that was the first game at Bobby Jones Field for the first time in 2 years, which is crazy to think that it has been that long since we hosted a home game. But How did it feel being back out on the field and then getting 2 wins to open the 2021 season?
We're such a process-based team. I think we were so focused on taking care of the little things that we didn't really realize what it was going to feel like when we stepped on the field and it was actually playing a game again. So the emotions were very real. And for our coaches, I think when we stepped on the field, we immediately, my eyes are tearing up. We immediately felt the presence of our seniors from last year, and we knew they'd be tuning in. And then, we quickly, look at our players, and I don't even think they knew how much fun they were going to have just playing again. And our sophomores, if you look around our infield, pretty much all sophomores, they had never played a game on Bobby Jones Field. So they were just like, yes, this, trying to take full advantage and really trying to play for those that didn't get to play.
I have to say it was, for one, perfect weather. I don't think you could have asked for a better day. Mid-60s, no wind or barely any wind. And it was just great being back out there, seeing the ladies doing what they're doing, and they hit phenomenal. It's like they started where they left off last year, which was awesome to see. And I'm excited to see how this season progresses. And so that goes on to the next question. So obviously you've been coaching for a while, again, your 8th year at Gettysburg. You've had a lot of great moments during your coaching career at Gettysburg. So what have been some of your most favorite moments?
Gosh, I don't even know. It's always great to win championships, right? So, but in those moments, I bring back that season where we won the championship. What was that, 3 years ago? It feels weird to say it was 3 years ago. But just to see the foundation we've been setting the entire time, we've been building the foundation of the program since I've been here, and see all those pieces come together, where all the players that have attended and that I've coached here have been working towards. So they may not have gotten to that championship game and won, but the next year, those players that they mentored did. And so that was as much as their success as ours. That's the highlight for me, is to see the smile on the faces, to see all that hard work really pay off. And I'd say, there's some milestones. Since I've been here, we've had a pitcher throw a perfect game, and that was Aileen Riley, and it was in Myrtle Beach. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was it. It was a really cold day, and I don't remember the year. But one of the best moments for me was that the catcher was Jeannie Lavanat, but she was not behind the plate. She was calling the game by me. And so we had a player in, catching, and another player calling the game, and who was more influential perhaps on the game than any coach that we had in the dugout. So that for me is Jeannie's perfect game. And probably no credit, but everybody in the dugout knew, and the pitcher, certainly Aileen Riley, would give her all the credit too.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And I have had some wonderful pitchers throughout your time here at Gettysburg. We almost saw a no-hitter in game 1 on Sunday, but unfortunately hit a couple hits in the final inning. But it was still great to see. Wonderful pitching, wonderful defense, and again, fantastic offense as they were just wailing the ball. And so to kind of ask another question, what are some things that we can expect from the Bullets this season?
Sure. We have, for us specifically, I would say we've got pitchers who I could pitch any of our pitchers in any game and have full confidence. And so the strength on the mound is going to be impressive, I think, at least for me. And then the veteran leadership of Shelby Baker and Emily Colleen, it's really sound. And so I think with that leadership and an expectation of fulfilling our mission, we have very, very high goals. Now, it's process, not outcome. I know what the outcome they want and what I'll push them for. And so we just hope that, with the young squad that we have, that we're able to do it.
And then we're going to lead off with the final question here for you, Annette, is what does the future look like for the Bullets softball program?
Oh, it's so bright. We we keep getting these amazing players coming in, and then the growth that they go through while they're here, the opportunities Gettysburg provides. I would say that, well, the future is very bright, not only with the junior, with MC Waddell coming, returning next year, but our sophomores uh, all playing and experiencing what it feels like to get back at it. And then they go abroad. And some coaches might think that going abroad, is a step back. But for us at Gettysburg, it provides growth and it provides maturity. And so it is tremendous to see our student athletes come back from abroad experiences and go right into it with just more of an adult approach to the game almost. The little things don't get them down as much. It's an amazing thing to see that the abroad experience provides. And then a huge first year class, meaning experience coming in. Our first years next year are very good. And so they're just going to lift us up. And that's what our program expects.
Again, Annette, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and I am looking forward to seeing what the Bullets softball program can achieve in a short but sweet season in 2021. And so for everyone watching, thank you for tuning in to another edition of Bullets Sports Spotlight. And until next time, go Bullets.
Bye.